Whew, what a week for the DCEU and solar eclipses. One had people losing their minds. A bit of a technical hiccup here. That is one way to start the show. I'm still excited. Welcome, guys. Comic Book Now. Can the audience hear me right now? I hope everybody can hear me. Welcome to Comic Book Now. I am Brandon Davis. I am joined today, as I am every Thursday. Here he is. He made it to he made the cut.
I'm here.
Charlie Ridgely's here.
No need to worry.
It was a bit of a hiccup to start the show. I wanted to say, thank you for the applause. The point of my opening was there was the DCEU and the solar eclipse this week. One had people looking to the sky, asking questions and wondering why, and the other was the solar eclipse. We have to start this show right now by talking about the state of the DCEU. Here's the deal. A whole bunch of news came out this week, not the least of which is a Joker origin story film set in the 80s, completely isolated from the DCEU, with a different actor playing the role, Martin Scorsese producing, The Hangover's Todd Phillips directing, and co-writing with 8 Mile Scott Silver. It was the first word of a separate umbrella of DC films existing independently as far as the DCEU's events are concerned, which prompted an old interview with the Batman director Matt Reeves to surface, in which he said he was told The Batman was a standalone movie which isn't a part of the extended universe. Naturally, chaos ensued, and everyone on the internet panicked because just last week we were wondering if Ben Affleck would even be Batman, and now we have to wonder if the movie is even a part of the Justice League world. Wait, no we don't, because here's why. Matt Reeves took to Twitter today to clean up this mess in a series of tweets saying, just to be clear, of course Batman will be part of the DC universe. Batman will be Batman. In my comments from a while back about not being a part of the DCEU, I was talking about the Batman being a story specifically about Batman, not about the others in the universe. That it wouldn't be filled with cameos servicing other stories, that it would be a Batman story. So, Charlie, let's figure this thing out. Let's settle it once and for all. Charlie, what is your take on this? Does Matt Reeves, is it settle the dust? What do you think?
Oh, not at all. It settles the dust maybe about Ben Affleck. We know he answered that question. But what about these spin-off movies? Okay, the Joker origin story is cool. We get Martin Scorsese involved, 80s style. I can dig that. But a movie about the Joker and Harley Quinn's relationship? Are you kidding?
Okay, here's
terrible.
I want to take
terrible
it back.
idea.
I want to take it back real quick. This makes me feel a whole lot better. Matt Reeves taking to Twitter to squash all this and say the Batman is part of the DCEU. That's big. We still have this big controversy of is Ben Affleck Batman right now? Yes, absolutely. We have no reason to believe otherwise. The last comment is that yes, he's doing it. But as far as your concerns about the Joker are concerned, the Joker movie, it's just an idea for now. That's all it is. It's like the Joker.
They're moving forward. They're fast-tracking this movie.
No, there's fast-tracking Suicide Squad too. Just like the Joker himself, this is just an idea. How many movies has Warner Brothers and DC Films promised us? Green Lantern Corps, Nightwing, Batwing, Batgirl, Justice League, Green Lantern Corps, the Batman, Harley Quinn and Joker, Aquaman, Justice League 2, Man of Steel 2, Suicide Squad 2. Endless titles have been in development. Deadshot, Harley Quinn spinoff, Gotham City. There is a whole bunch of titles that Warner Brothers and DC Comics, DC Films have promised us. And they're all just in development.
And I think that's part of the problem. Look at that whole list. There are movies out there that people are dying to see. Wonder Woman 2. Tell me someone who doesn't want to see Wonder Woman 2.
And we'll probably see Wonder Woman 2.
And we are. And look at Batgirl from Joss Whedon. He's been in the news lately. People are still excited about his Batgirl movie. That's something people want to see. Aquaman, everyone is hyped for.
Okay. So what
why
you
are we
arguing?
not putting attention into these things, and we're just announcing spin-offs and spin-offs and spin-offs?
No,
And it's like,
see, here's the thing.
Let's
not
focus on what we know is going to work.
Charlie, they're not announcing these movies. These are just ideas that have been tossed around, and they've somehow slipped through the cracks from the creative people at Warner Brothers, and people are saying they're developing them. There are 4 Game of Thrones spin-offs being developed. They're not all going to make it to HBO. They're seeing which one is going to be the best.
Yeah,
it's 2017.
is-
It's the age of social media. It's the age of this type of coverage from the media. It's our job to cover these things when they say they're in development, but at the same time, they're not all going to happen. This
I
Joker
understand
movie,
that. I understand that, but it's not a studio come out, like HBO came out and said, we have some Game of Thrones spin-off movies we're working on with George R.R. Martin. That's it. You know, and TV works differently than that. You shoot a pilot, you see what happens. The studio isn't saying, oh, here's some movies that we're thinking about. They're coming out with a director and writer attached to things. It's not just like, oh, here's this idea, someone's looking at a script. Like, there is a team of directors attached to this Joker and Harley Quinn movie. Like, it's moving forward.
There was a team and director attached to Bad Boys 3. And what happened to that? It's not happening.
The director dropped out first. And then, so if these people come out and say, oh, we're not really in it, like,
and the
then
Flash
we just
had
worry about it.
directors. The Flash had 2 directors, and now it's Flashpoint.
And do we have any doubt that it's really happening?
Flashpoint.
It's happening.
Right, but
That's my
the
point.
Flash isn't happening. Flashpoint is happening, which is an ensemble film, and it's not a Flash-centric film. So, from my perspective, this is a bunch of movies that have been tossed around. The ideas have been developed, and that has slipped through the cracks. But at the same time, I think standalone DC films could be a cool concept.
I agree.
Whether or not it's the Joker, you could have Dark Knight type stories with a different actor playing Batman. It doesn't happen just using the Dark Knight. It could be Superman. It could be the Flash.
Yeah.
It could be Nightwing, just operating separately. Now the problem with that comes when you have average moviegoers who don't understand all the continuity.
Yeah.
You have, what are you going to say? We have Armie Hammer playing Batman in one universe, and then you have Ben Affleck in another. People aren't going to catch on to that.
Well, and I think that's just part of the time we find ourselves in. You know, the MCU is so successful because it's so connected, and that's what people are now expecting because they've gone off and done all this DCEU stuff. It used to be you just played who you played, and then the next set of movies was somebody else. You know, how many people played Batman before the DCEU?
Same for
there are
Spider-Man.
movies that we should see. I mean, there's been rumors about a Red Sun movie with Jordan Vogt Roberts for a while, and that would be so cool to see. But there's also a huge part of the fandom that I feel like would be hurt if a DCEU kind of goes by the wayside in favor of these movies.
I'm in favor of keeping things to the DCU, keeping them all connected.
Yeah.
But I can see the potential in how standalone films, maybe not a Joker film, but standalone films could be successful. But speaking of the Joker, you know, his origin story has always been kind of blurry. Heath Ledger's version offered one. Comics have offered kind of teases of it. I don't know if we've ever really gotten to the bottom of it. But his first appearance is for sure, and we're going to break it down for you in a segment we like to call Major Issues.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? He has. Hello collectors, today we discuss the first appearance of the Joker, and it happens right here in Batman #1 from 1940. Created by Bill Finger, Bob Kane, and Jerry Robinson, this Joker takes his name from the playing card and clearly loves card puns.
If the police expect to play against the Joker, they had best be prepared to be dealt from the bottom of the deck.
Now this is 1940, so the dare I say suicidal tendencies of the Joker weren't quite there yet.
Made it. And now, you prepare to die.
But there are still moments in this first appearance that inspired who the Joker would become.
You can't win anyway. You see, I hold the winning card.
And he still loves beating up Robin.
Snooper, eh?
And he still loves falling off buildings.
You're too valuable a prize to lose.
At the end of the story, the Clown Prince of Crime goes to prison, but we haven't seen the last of him. In a second story in this same issue, the Harlequin of Hate escapes prison thanks to some explosive teeth he keeps in the back of his mouth. He fights Batman some more before accidentally stabbing himself in the chest with his own knife.
No, it can't be true, yet there it is.
But is Joker dead? No, because Bob Kane realized they can't have a recurring arch nemesis if he dies, so at the last second, they included this last panel. I just examined this man. He isn't dead. He's still alive. And he's going to live. And live he does. The Joker's had some of the most iconic performances based around his character in cartoons, television, and films. He is without question the most popular comic book villain of all time. What is that? You guys read Batman #...
Oh my God. Comicbook.com. We'll see you next time.
We're going to jump to the other side of the comic book spectrum and talk about Marvel for a second. We do have a really cool giveaway. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, The Art of. We're giving away this art book. It's really cool. There are some pages in here with concept art from the film, of the original Guardians. But the best part is it is signed by the artists. You can win this book right now on comicbook.com/Marvel. I highly recommend entering. It is free to enter. It is available now if you don't want to wait, but I do suggest trying to win this free art book from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 at comicbook.com/Marvel. And it can be yours. We will ship it away. But now we've talked about DC. We've talked about Marvel. We're getting all these DC films announcements. We're getting Marvel films right now. But one film we're probably never, ever going to get is Justice League versus Avengers, right? Rights just won't allow it. Another thing we'll probably never see is a celebrity death match where those two casts actually fight each other. It would be cool, right? So I wanted to have a little fun. I wanted to have some fun with you, Comic Book Nation. I went on Twitter and I asked which group of cast members would win in a fight, the Justice League actors or the Avengers actors. It was almost unanimous for the League, but this is a conversation I want to have, and I want to be the first to say I take the side of the Justice League in this fight.
Of course you do.
Of course. What do you mean? Of course.
Okay, look, you say that when Ray Fisher's standing there looking just huge.
He's huge, and that's part of my argument.
But listen, you are only as strong as your weakest link. Okay. Like who's the event? Like Ruffalo is still a pretty big dude. You know, Renner is in super. You get Ezra Miller. That's all I'm saying.
Hold on, let me tell you
What's
something.
he going to run away from everybody? Like
the Justice League has Ray Fisher, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Jason Momoa, and his two arms, which count as two additional people, Gal Gadot and Ezra Miller, who Ezra Miller could take Jeremy Renner.
I don't think that's true. I think the Avengers have worked together for much longer. You know, I think that this cast has really bonded over 10 years. They know who is going to move where.
Give me one actor in the Avengers, and I'm glad we're doing this on the week of Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather's fight. Give me one actor in the Avengers who could take Jason Momoa.
No one. That's the point I'm making.
Give me one actor who could take Ben Affleck.
Oh, at least Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth.
Ben Affleck is a house, man. And let me give you, I'm going to drop a fact on you. The combined weight of the Justice League, 1,152 pounds. The combined weight of the Avengers, 1,029 pounds.
All I'm saying is, look, they're going to work together as a team. They know each other. They're all buddy-buddy. They hang out all the time. They got to get Momoa out of the situation. Then they can, I think they can deal.
While they're doing that, Ray Fisher, Henry Cavill, and Ben Affleck tear them apart.
I think they can deal.
Let's get back to the news. Let us know what you think in the comment section, guys. I thought that was fun. Moving on to things that actually will happen. ABC is developing a Jessica Jones-esque TV show. Isn't that ironic? This is the same network which once passed on a Jessica Jones show once before. And that show would have called for some changes, such as Trish Walker, aka Hellcat, never appearing in the show, but Carol Danvers being Jessica's best friend instead. Now, Marvel Television Senior VP Kareem Zreik revealed the development of a Jessica Jones type series headed to ABC, in addition to Inhumans and Cloak and Dagger. But for now, that's all we know. Hey, I do want to point out, Carlton Cuse, the Lost showrunner, did just sign a huge deal at ABC, and he said he's excited to possibly develop Marvel and Lucasfilm properties. I'm all for it. Of course, what would Comic Book Now be without some Walking Dead? I spoke with Simon actor Stephen Ogg earlier today, and he gave me some inside scoop about Season 8, which he promises will be thinning the herd, meaning people gonna die. And here's a Comic Book Now exclusive for you. I haven't even put this on the site yet. He said 7 laid out a lot of territory, a lot of people were introduced, and 8, really, the all-out war, it's time, and it's time to thin the herd and start getting stuff done. Even going as far to say that Season 7 is mild compared to Season 8. So Season 7 was tough, so that's a big claim. For more details and more of that interview with Stephen Ogg, go to comicbook.com/The Walking Dead. And finally, this is our last Comic Book Now before the last episode of Game of Thrones Season 7.
It makes me so sad.
I want to talk about it. Charlie, you've been freaking out about Game of Thrones all season long.
Yeah.
I have some questions for you. You're the expert. I wrote them. I'm going to go here. Will Danny and John get it on?
Oh, listen, I think they're 100% about to do it. And I'm not even rooting for that.
I am.
It sucks because they set it up to be this power couple, and you're like, oh, they're actually related. And she's his aunt. It's creepy, but it's totally gonna happen. There's no way. It's called The Dragon and the Wolf. It's about them. It has to be about them getting
we've
together.
seen Shrek. There's a donkey and the dragon and wolf could have. No, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I don't care if it's incest. Danny and John, please do it on Sunday night. Does Cersei have a plan? Is she gonna die?
I don't think she's going to die. I think she has a plan to royally screw over Danny and John. Someone we have to keep an eye out on, we haven't seen them yet, or for a while, is Euron. Remember, Euron sailed off and he's off doing his own thing. Like, he can pose a problem. They're all having this big meeting. He might shake things up.
Does Littlefinger die?
Oh, it's tough. Someone in Winterfell is dying. Someone with that whole Arya, Sansa, Littlefinger thing. I guess I hope it's Littlefinger because I don't want Arya or Sansa to die, but I think someone there has to go.
My last question for you.
Yeah.
Do Tormund and Brienne finally seal the deal?
I don't think this week. I think it'll be next season. I think they will at some point because they're destined to be together. But there's another, like, something brewing there. Like, Tormund and the Hound are maybe the coolest bromance of all time.
I want the spin-off.
And, like, dude, they're hanging out on set. Like, they're singing. They're amazing.
I
love it.
I know that you have a little crush on Christopher Hivju.
Oh, dude.
So we have a picture, actually.
Dude.
We pull this picture up. That is Christopher Hivju without the beard.
Look at that man.
Tormund actor looking like Fabio without the beard.
That
Charlie,
is awesome.
Is he your Scott Eastwood?
He is 100% my Scott Eastwood.
How did you feel when he died in Fate of the Furious? Spoiler alert.
I was so mad because Scott Eastwood was still alive.
Scott Eastwood
I was
survived.
pissed.
I guess
but this guy's awesome.
I should say spoiler alert before I say the spoiler. But anyway, won't ComicBook.com be if we didn't talk about comics, right? That's why we sent Chris Killian down to Rick's Comic City to catch up with Dell and get the hottest picks of the week.
What's up, guys? Chris Killian here, and I am at Rick's Comic City in Nashville, Tennessee. And once again, I've got comic book guru Dell with me, and he's going to fill you in on the 3 comics this week you absolutely need to check out. What's the first one we got up?
First one we got is with Valiant and their ongoing series. It's called War Mother. And it's basically about her. She is a protector of a tribe in the year 4001, and she has a gun that's synced with her, and it's got a pretty hilarious AI, and it tells her calculations what to do. It's basically how they're surviving through this apocalypse. And the book seems to be touching more about her character, because in the past they really didn't touch too much on her. But now they're expanding more about War Mother, and then we're getting more of the Valiant universe and how they're getting their own shows now and building up there. So it's a good pickup. I would definitely check it out, and it's a very good Valiant read.
Nice. What do we got next?
Next one is an Elseworld title, but it's Nightwing, and it's if he was in charge of all of Gotham and was running it, and with his Batman squad. So I'm curious how it's going to go from there. If he's going to be a dictator, that whole fascist look to it. But it's an interesting book, and it's a part 1 of 6, so it's a 6-series title.
Nice. And what's the last issue we need to check out this week?
The last one is the one I'm most excited for. It's Secret Empire #9. You guys have probably been hearing about Secret Empire a lot. It is the second to last book of the entire series because it ends at 10. And on this issue, it's getting crazy. We got characters that just got revealed. I think Captain America has just about got all the Cosmic Cube fragments. They dropped some really, really, really big answers to stuff you've been wondering, like what's up with the Steve Rogers that's just kind of wandering around in the woods and stuff. They finally answer that. The ending of this book is gonna have you going, what?
Awesome. Thanks so much, Dale. And you guys head over to ComicBook.com to check out even more comics coming out this week.
Oh, we love Rick's Comic City and our boy Dell for doing that segment with us every week. And now it's my favorite part of the show where we get rid of the script and we answer your questions, Comic Book Nation. Let's, what do they want to talk about, Charlie?
All right,
Charlie's reading the comment section.
I've been reading the comment section all week, picking the best questions. One of my favorites so far all week long was from Justin Lewis Fleming. And Justin wants to know who we think should play Cheetah in Wonder Woman 2. If she is the villain, he threw out some suggestions, maybe Jessica Biel or Emma Stone.
I'm guessing you don't like those.
I don't love those. I've got some better options, but...
I have one.
Okay.
Can I throw this out here?
Yeah, you can try.
Famke Janssen.
What?
Yeah, look, we have a pic there. There's Famke Janssen. She could play Cheetah. Put her in makeup. You remember her from the X-Men movies where she brought a pretty vicious Phoenix villain-ish type character, but she's been a villain before.
I see what you're saying.
She can do it.
She's been around the block a couple times, and that's good.
Well, that made her
But, like, I don't know. I worry how much ass Famke Janssen can kick right now. So I need someone who can really go and, like, put a beat down on Gal Gadot. Okay.
Liam Neeson is much older than Famke Janssen, and he's kicking. Dude, he made 3 Taken movies.
I'm not going to get into that right now. But
you don't like Liam Neeson?
I don't dislike Liam Neeson.
Hold on, we got to go back.
I like Liam Neeson. I like when he plays roles that are appropriate for his age. I'm sick of the Taken style, like beat down.
Taken
like, dude, he's 60.
is one of the
Let's
best movies of our generation.
And there should have been only one of them, and that would have been great. Okay.
Wow.
But
Charlie's
my
mad.
pick
Charlie, are
for
you
Cheetah,
mad?
I'm a little mad.
Why are you mad?
Look, I'm getting all fired up talking about this Cheetah thing because I want someone who can really get in there and put a beat down on Gal
Famke
Gadot.
Janssen can do it.
No, Sophia Boutella.
Sophia
Sophia
from
Boutella.
Mummy? Okay.
Absolutely. The Mummy, she was the villain in The Kingsman. She's in Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron. Like,
You know who would be who kicks
is
more
awesome.
ass than Sophia Boutella is her co-star in Atomic Blonde, Charlize Theron.
Okay, and I wouldn't be mad about that. I'd like Charlize way better than Famke Janssen.
Wow, guys, did you see that? Charlie
But
agreed with
Sophia's
me
still
on
my
something.
top choice. I think she has the look down. I mean, her and Gal together would be really solid.
I could see it.
I think.
I'm still with Famke.
All right,
Let's get another one.
Reese Williams. Do you guys like pop vinyls? Of course we do. Which ones are your favorites? What's your favorite pop vinyl you own? Real quick
My
for
favorite
Reese.
pop vinyl. I mean, I have the entire set of the Lost pop vinyls.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, that's hands down my favorite. I really like the Gears of War line of pop.
Those are really
vinyls.
good.
Yeah.
I have a really cool Tick one that I got from San Diego, but my favorite is sitting on my desk right now. If you can guess, we talked about earlier. It's
the dude.
It's
It's Bernard.
Tormund, Giant's Bane.
Oh, okay.
I got Tormund hanging out with me all day at work, so that's always a good
I
thing.
actually really like the Justice League pop figures. I'm gonna get the
They
Flash.
are really, I'm pumped for Aquaman.
Batman.
I'm pumped for Aquaman. All right, next question we've got from Aaron QH Bradford. Who is or will be playing the Joker? Now we know there's a lot of different things happening right now,
Knows.
but in one movie it is confirmed that Jared Leto's for the
Right.
Jared Leto Harley
Jared
movie. We are
Leto is going
100%
to
getting
consider-
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto will continue as the Joker in the DCEU.
Right.
There will be the Harley Quinn Joker spinoff. There will be Gotham City Sirens, which are now confirmed to be 2 different movies and confirmed by reports, not by Warner Brothers officially. But he won't be in this Joker origin story movie
Right.
if it happens. So are you asking who we think should play?
I mean, I think that kind of answers it. But if we're talking about I've said before, Finn Wittrock, I want to be the young Joker more
Who will
than
people,
anything.
How will people know?
American Horror Story, he was the crazy, rich serial killer kid in season 4 in Freak Show. He was amazing. So I'd love to see that happen. But 2 more questions. We got time for 2 more. First, I want to talk about Stuart James on Facebook. He wants to know if we think Robert Downey Jr. will make another Iron Man movie. Brandon, this is your expertise. You're an Iron Man guy.
4? I look, as much as I love Iron Man and the Iron Man movies, I don't think we'll ever see Iron Man 4. I think in a lot of ways, Robert Downey Jr. looks at Captain America Civil War kind of as Iron Man 4. Even though his name wasn't in the title, it really was an Iron Man story too. I don't think Marvel has much interest in doing an Iron Man story again, as solely Iron Man. I don't know how many more stories they could tell. I think that would sell a lot of tickets, and they know that, so that's the only chance it has. But they would have to come up with a really good story and a whole lot of money to pay Robert Downey Jr. So I'm going to say no, there won't be another Iron Man.
And I'm kind of hoping not. I mean, not that I don't like Robert Downey Jr., but there's some great characters coming up. You know, I'd love to see more Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Well, right. I
more,
think going
Black Panther
forward,
stuff.
it becomes Black Panther and Captain Marvel and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And even Thor. I think there might be there's a better chance at Thor 4 than there is at
Especially
Iron Man
if Ragnarok is the hit that we're thinking it's going to be.
Ragnarok's going to be a
Absolutely.
hit. I can't wait.
All right, last question. Skylar Ward wants to know what Marvel characters could you see getting a Netflix series? You know, now we've got Defenders behind us. I thought that was a little disappointing.
Whew.
But
Charlie, you
now
didn't like the Defenders?
I didn't dislike it. I like some of that.
The Defenders was better
Dude.
than Luke Cage.
About half of it was.
And it was better than Iron Fist, and I'm one of the people
Absolutely.
who liked Iron Fist.
It was better
and it was
than
better
Iron
than
Fist.
Daredevil Season 2.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
I think they're all a lot
Those
of
are
have been
pretty good shows.
They're pretty good.
Defenders
I
was
thought
pretty
Defenders
good.
would be like Avengers level great in terms of being a show, and the whole second act. If you guys haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it, but it fell off the rails a little bit for me. But episode 3 with Iron Fist and Luke Cage fighting side by side, that was like one of my favorite TV moments.
So,
anyway, next
as
Netflix
for
series.
what Marvel characters should get a Netflix series, I think She-Hulk would make a good. I mean, we've seen evidence already that a character who is also a lawyer and deals with all that kind of stuff, like in Matt Murdock and Daredevil.
Okay.
But I think with She-Hulk, you have opportunities for a whole new tone on something similar. Like you could make it like a crime series where she's actually fighting crime. I know I just described Daredevil with a she.
Yeah,
but
now,
I think
if we're going to get She-Hulk, we're
She-Hulk
going to
could
get
be
another Foggy and
Can I-
Karen and
hold on,
Great
I
Wall
take
stuff.
it back. Okay, I do stand by my She-Hulk thing. I know our Comic Book Nation does enjoy She-Hulk stuff. But how about a Sam Alexander Nova because that gives you a lot of opportunities to do really cool stuff. Because first of all, we're all suckers for crossovers.
Yeah.
Say you're not, you're lying. If you do a Sam Alexander Nova, you have a Spider-Man style high school story of a kid who's looking to find his father, and then you introduce Richard Rider, as James Gunn just teased Marvel is tossing around the idea of in the movies, and you finally have the connection, and you can send whoever you sign on to do Richard Rider in the movies, put him on Netflix too. And
that would be cool, but it's not.
I'm
gonna happen,
dreaming.
so
I'm dreaming. I think it would be freaking awesome.
There's one character that I think we all love to say that deserves a Netflix series, I think, more than the rest of them, and that's Ghost Rider. Look, Ghost Rider has so much potential as a character. He's so cool. We unfortunately have only gotten the Nicolas Cage version until Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this year, which Robbie Reyes was really, really cool. But I think he was kind of chained to the regulations of ABC and of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and it was kind of corny. Put Robbie Reyes on Netflix, lead him up to his own series. At the end of it, if you read the Robbie Reyes comics, at the end of his first arc, he ran into Johnny Blaze, and he like taught him how to be a daredevil, and they had like a whole mini series together, and I said Daredevil, I meant Ghost Rider. It was awesome. And you had all these different Ghost Riders through history kind of fighting side by side. That story is so gritty and can be so violent and so intense that it didn't belong on ABC. That's a Netflix show.
Only if Norman Reedus plays Johnny.
Stop it.
I just want to go back to the fact that you just said he was chained to the ABC limits.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught that.
I don't think you did it on purpose. But that's where we're going to wrap the show up today. If you have questions, you can talk to us all week long using hashtag CBNow. You could be featured on next week's show. On behalf of Charlie Ridgely and all of Comic Book Nation, thank you for watching. I'm Brandon Davis. We'll see you next week.
So do you choose roles that you choose a lot of seemingly political roles that have look at society in different ways? Selma, Atlanta. Do you pick scripts that way? Cool.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street. Under the sun, the bastard son will pop the clock to feed himself and family.
So, do you choose roles